that woman's not wearing underwear.
Is that all you can think about? Food and sex?
Yes. Please, focus. Look out! Hey, it's Jay.
No time for small talk. We're late.
Hetty, hold the elevator.
Hetty.
I think Louise is so sweet.
I think this woman is wearing underwear.
I think there's too many people in this elevator.
And I think you are all idiots.
Let's go to work.
Louise, how's it going with that medical journal I asked you to check?
I'm almost finished, Mr. Bracken. Herman, will you take care of my cats when I'm gone?
Oh, you going away for the weekend, Louise?
I'm going away for the dirt nap. I'm checking into the Mahogany Hotel. I'm becoming a ground monkey.
What are you getting at?
I am dying, Herman.
Oh.
Look, I have all the symptoms. Pelvic discomfort, swelling, headaches.
Louise, it's impossible for you to have this.
But I think I do.
Louise, you do not have testicular cancer. All right? You don't have rickets, and you don't have the mysterious aging disease you saw on Star Trek last night.
Damn your Vulcan logic, Herman.
Mr. Bracken, I'm a little concerned about Louise. Ever since you gave her that medical journal to check, she's been imagining that she has all kinds of symptoms.
Herman, it's nothing to worry about. It's a common syndrome for people under a lot of stress. Generally, it affects first-year medical students. They read about a disease, and then they think they have it.
Don't you think it's a good idea to share this with Louise?
Oh, I did, Herman.
Maybe you ought to mention it again.
I would, but she's working on that piece on spontaneous combustion. I don't want to get too close.
Again, Hetty put that nutmeg crap in the coffee.
Typical of the kind of things you've been doing for the last 2 weeks.
I kind of like the coffee.
So do I. The smell of hot, sweetened coffee is my most vivid memory of Grandma Brooks.
Yeah, well, my most vivid memory of Grandma Brooks is her lying on a gurney in the hallway of a nursing home, unattended and naked.
Thank you, I'd forgotten that.
Hetty, you did it again.
I'm sorry, Herman. Your wallet was just sitting there, and I needed $10 for lunch.
All right, that does it. I want my $10 back, and I want you to stop putting that stuff in the coffee.
Yeah, and I want John Kennedy Jr. to play Guess My Weight.
Hetty, I'm not kidding.
Neither am I.
Hetty, I am asking you as nicely as I can. What are you going to put in
All right, knock it off. I'm fed up with your bickering. What's it about this time?
Well, come on. Let's tell him Hetty stole from us.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Just because we're getting a little fed up with Hetty does not mean we're going to become a tattletale.
Yeah, we can't tell on Hetty. We're a man. Where are your stones?
They're in a blind trust. I don't get them until I'm 50. Sorry, Mr. Bracken. It was all just a misunderstanding.
I realize you two have trouble getting along, but I cannot have it interfering with the work in this office. And speaking of work, you're falling behind, Herman.
Well, I'm working 10 hours a day, Mr. Bracken. Nobody can do the amount of work you're expecting us to do.
Here you go, Mr. Bracken. All finished, thanks to my new system.
Well, whatever it is working like a charm. Keep it up.
Look, Herman, I'm sorry about before. Here's your $10. Sorry.
Hetty, is that the system you've been using for the last 2 weeks, dumping your work on me?
Let me think. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, now she's really starting to tick me off.
Oh, why get upset over a little extra work?
It's not about the work, and it's not about the nutmeg gunk in the coffee. This woman has been abusing us day in, day out. Next thing you know, she's going to castrate us.
Guess I look pretty smart having mine safely tucked away in a bank now, don't I?
Well, I've had enough. Let me give her just one pop.
No. We've always known Hetty is childish. We are not going to stoop to her level. If we do, we become just like her.
You mean we'd have breasts and everything and soap ourselves up in the shower?
Yeah.
I am not going to do any more of your work.
All right, Herman, I understand. Boy, I guess I screwed myself over now by playing these stupid little tricks.
Well, that's too bad.
I had something to do tonight, but I guess I'll just send flowers.
Flowers? What for?
Well, a friend of mine is in the hospital, and I promised I'd take care of her all night. She needs to be turned over periodically, and I thought better a loved one do it than one of those angry orderlies.
All right, Hetty, I'll do your stupid work.
Thank you, Herman. Oh, and Herman, you go to church, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Pray for her, Herman.
What time is it?
2:15.
2:15? You mean we wasted the whole night doing our work?
Wrong. We wasted the whole night doing Hetty's work.
Yes, but our covering for Hetty allowed her to spend the whole night giving comfort to a friend in need.
Oh, wait here for me, Dakota. I don't have much time, Herman. We just finished dancing in that new reggae club, Ganja. Now we're going voguing by the pier.
Hetty, what about your friend in the hospital?
Oh, right. Oh, he's much better, see? I just came by to pick up that work.
I thought you said it was a woman.
Oh, he was. I think we might have a malpractice suit on our hands. Thanks for doing the work, Herman.
Go!
Hey, Herm, I don't have much time. I just finished voguing on the pier, and I'm on my way to that new reggae club, Ganja.
It's basically the circuit, the reggae club, the pier, and my apartment.
Yeah, anyway, Herm, big news. I just got us a date with the Minnesota Twins.
Well, Kirby Puckett's kind of cute, but I don't know. Jay, I always had more of a thing for Wade Boggs.
Yeah, you know how much I normally enjoy homoerotic banter, but Club Ganja closes at 3, so here's the thing. I am talking about those two raven-haired beauties from Minneapolis. They have the #1 selling pinup calendar. So, are you free Thursday night?
Hell yeah.
You sure you're not going to be stuck doing all Hetty's work for her?
How did you find out about that?
Everyone knows she's been playing you like a flute. They're all talking about it up in editorial. Very bad for the image, Herm. I mean, how does it look? I'm seen consorting with a known wuss. I'll catch you later.
He's right. We have to fight back. Give me everything on this list.
Why me?
I thought you wanted to learn the business. After all, who am I going to leave all this to when I'm gone?
Gone? What do you mean, gone? If you go, we all go.
Ever heard of a stroke?
Hi, Louise. How you doing?
Not so good. I have elephantiasis.
I seriously doubt that, Louise.
Oh, really? Then how do you explain my insatiable desire for peanuts, my yearning to perform under the big top, and that special new way I bathe myself?
Louise, those are not the symptoms of elephantiasis. I hope you aren't getting that from a medical journal I asked you to check.
No. I watched Dumbo last night.
Louise, reading this medical journal has obviously made you imagine all types of ailments. Why don't I work on the journal and you take this one on the British Navy and the Napoleonic Wars?
Yes, sir.
Blimey! I've got scurvy!
There's Hetty. What ingenious, diabolical plan have you come up with to get back at her?
Nothing.
Nothing. I'm learning the business now, eh, boss?
Don't call me boss.
Don't call me boss.
Don't write that down.
Don't write that down.
I'm sorry, but I gotta do something to get back at Hetty.
Look, it's over. Now, we know she's been sloughing work off on us, and we're just not going to do it anymore.
Herman, I'm sorry for making you do all my work. And I swear, this is the last time.
What's your excuse this time, Hetty?
Well, if you must know, by the sheerest of happenstance, on the way to work today, I witnessed a brutal gangland-style execution, and I am the only person brave enough to step forward and tell my story. Sure, I fear for my life, but that's the way it must be if this great experiment called America is to live on.
Hetty, look, either take this back or I'll tear it in pieces.
Wouldn't tear that up, Herman. It's research.
I'd like you to meet the Minnesota Twins. This is Tina and Carly.
I'm Tina.
And I'm Carly.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Herman, by the way, that sore you gave me finally cleared up.
Hetty, just ignore her.
Great, Herm. All right, this will take some work, but I think I can fix this. Girls, wait. I have other friends.
Hetty, this time you have gone too far.
Herman, you're such an amateur.
Oh, you wouldn't dare.
Watch me.
People, don't panic. The building's on fire. Earl, grab my special files. Hetty, call the fire department. Herman, get rid of that flaming trash can on your desk. Earl, put back my special files. Hetty, cancel that call. Herman, what are you doing with a flaming trash can on your desk? What the hell is going on here? Herman, this is research. How could you let this happen? I want an explanation.
I still think I can take her.
How many fingers am I holding up?
73.
Well, it's closer than he usually gets. You gotta start fighting back, big guy.
You're right. I'm going back in.
Herman, I want to see you in my office.
Mr. Bracken, it wasn't me. Hetty burned those files. Not only that, she hasn't done any work the last 2 weeks. I have done it all.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Well,
Damn it, Hetty, losing that work is going to set this department back a week. I've warned you before. I'm fed up with your behavior. You cause nothing but trouble around here. You're fired.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Bracken. I was at the doctor's again.
Louise, I told you, you do not have any illnesses. Those symptoms were brought on by the articles I asked you to check.
That's not true.
All right. If you're so sure it has nothing to do with these articles, you can check this one on Tourette syndrome.
Okay, thank you, sir. Son of a bitch buttface. Whoop.
Morning, Louise. Boy, sure seems peaceful around here without Hetty.
Yeah, I suppose. Dog-faced rat bastard. Oh, no.
Pardon me?
I didn't say anything, Herman. Dirtbag scum sucker. Oh, yeah.
Louise, what are you trying to say?
Nothing. Hetty did a lot of lousy things to all of us. Still, I hope she finds another job soon.
Hetty's out of a job, and it's our fault.
Who cares? Our lives are much better off. No more of her bitchy attitude around the office.
No more of her insults that make us feel like a cringing little worm. Actually, I kind of like that part.
No more of her wearing those clingy little skirts that ride up her silken thighs. No more of those low-cut blouses that make you think of 2 perfect scoops of mashed potatoes. Oh, my God, what have we done?
Oh, if I know Hetty, she'll land on her feet.
good morning, Louise.
Hi, Hetty, what are you doing here?
I've come to pick up my last paycheck.
You come up with some way to support yourself?
Funny you should ask, Louise. I am now a personal assistant to an investment banker, and he's taking me to Bermuda for the weekend.
Wow, Hetty, that sounds great.
Yep. Well, well, if it isn't the bootlicking snitch.
Well, well, if it isn't the backstabbing witch.
You better get that, Herman. You still work here.
Research.
Louise is Bracken in a good mood. I gotta ask for my job back.
Hetty, what about the banker?
Oh, there is no banker. There's no personal assistant job. In fact, the job I have sucks.
Well, it couldn't be that bad. It's not like you're selling door to door.
Madame, are you familiar with the lovely Hue skincare products?
Then again, your time's your own and there's no pressure.
No pressure. I'm working on commission and I haven't been able to move a single ball of this junk.
Oh, well, Hetty, I'm sure you'll get the hang of it.
Louise, are you okay?
Yeah, why?
Well, you've got these blotches on your neck and also...
Red puffy eyes, scaly skin, and chapped lips?
Exactly.
Oh, my God, I've got eczema, seborrheic psoriasis.
only there was some lotion that would clear that up. You don't think... Nah.
You're not going to tell me that stuff's going to restore my creamy white complexion, are you?
Hey, Michael Jackson swears by it. Here's what I suggest. A whole set. That'll be $160, plus $20 for the suitcase. Excuse me, Mr. Bracken, may I speak to you for a minute?
Louise, what's Hetty doing with Bracken?
She's asking for her old job back. There is no banker. She's selling stuff door to door.
Well, I'm afraid she brought it on herself.
I don't know how many other ways to say that I'm sorry.
Damn it, Hetty, why do you act the way you do?
Because I have a lot of unresolved anger stemming from being a woman in a man's world. I know it's wrong to take it out on those I care about.
It's very wrong, Hetty, as is your behavior in this office. I'm just not confident you can change.
I can change, Mr. Bracken. Never realized how lucky I was to have this job. To work with you, to learn from you, a man who truly loves research.
I do love research. God help me, but I do love it so. And I still have so much to teach you.
I know. So can I have my job back?
First of all, you're going to have to start carrying your own weight. But most important, I cannot have you and Herman disrupting the office. Now, do you feel you can settle your differences?
Of course we can.
Well, if you can patch things up with Herman, I'll consider hiring you back.
Herman, since I was fired to become a better person, a sensitive person, a new person, and Mr. Bracken says that if you and I can resolve our differences, then I can have my job back. So what do you say, Herman? Please.
No, she deserves every bit of what she's going through.
Yeah, she humiliated us in front of everyone.
But she's learned her lesson. We should forgive her.
Well, you're supposed to be learning the business. What would you do in this situation?
Let's forgive her.
No way, we don't forgive her.
We can't forgive her.
We have to forgive her.
Yes, we have to forgive her. How am I doing?
I think I'm going to bring someone in from the outside.
Well, Hetty, as long as you're through taking advantage of people, then I'm willing to give you another...
Hetty, here's the check for that goop you sold me. Do you really think it'll fade the red spots on my neck?
Shut up, Louise.
Louise, you don't have any red spots on your neck?
Well, Hetty says... Hey, you give me back that check. And you can take back that garbage you tried to sell me, too.
Very well. You keep that skin toner as our gift.
I think I was this close to missing you.
The new Hetty, huh? I should have known. For a minute there, I was actually sorry you lost your job. I don't think you're ever going to change.
Thanks a lot, Herman.
That ought to do it.
Yeah, we are looking good. Time to bring out the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, thank God Jay convinced him that Hetty was lying.
Yeah, I hope Jay doesn't try and stick us with the ugly one.
Identical twins, you nitwit.
So what you're saying is, if Jay sticks us with the ugly one, we can switch him and he'll never know the difference.
Hey, bud, let's go. Limo's waiting.
Okay, let me just get my jacket.
Do you have a Band-Aid?
Yeah, in the bathroom. Is she okay?
Oh, yeah, she just got her head caught in the moonroof. Don't, let that throw you, Herm. They're really very bright.
Something's wrong. It's not sticking.
You have to peel back the plastic.
We're not mechanically inclined.
Let's just go.
Yeah.
Oh, Herman, I need to talk to you.
I'm sorry, Hetty, but this is not a good time. Let's go.
Herman, you can't just leave without talking to me.
Look, we've said everything we have to say to each other.
If you're not downstairs in 5 minutes, they might be brain dead. Now, let's go.
Hetty, you have to leave now.
Herman, don't know what I'm going to do. I've never felt so alone. I'm afraid, Herman, I'm afraid.
Right. We'll lock the door when you leave. All right, you've got 5 minutes. Who are you calling?
One?
Hello? No, operator, I don't want this call to go through. Yeah, good eye to you too, mate.
Thank you, Herman. Thank you for not letting me talk to my foster child in Australia.
Knock it off. Look, you're doing it again. Why do you always take advantage of people?
Because I have a lot of unresolved anger stemming from being a woman in a man's world.
No, don't give me that crap.
What is it going to take to get my job back? You want me to apologize? Fine. I apologize for embarrassing you in front of your lovely date.
That's not what this is about.
All right? I am sorry I burned your report.
Hetty, it's not just that.
Sorry I charged all that stuff to your credit card.
It's not just what?
Oh, I'm thinking of somebody else. Let's move on.
You know what your problem is? You use people. You trick them into doing things that you want.
That's because if I asked, they wouldn't do it.
Hetty, just this week, you asked me to do your work so you could visit your sick friend, and I did it.
Well, sure, bring that up.
People do things for you all the time.
Like when?
Like the time your car broke down in Philadelphia and Louise came and picked you up.
Oh, sure, bring that up.
Hetty, it's obvious you have
Herman,
no idea.
Remember 2 weeks ago when everyone came over here after work for that little party?
Yes, and as I remember, you couldn't come.
You remember wrong, Herman. Could have come. You didn't invite me.
Really?
Yes, really.
The truth is, Hetty, I always figured you want nothing to do with us. I mean, you can't blame me. It's very hard to feel close to someone who's always taking. I mean, let's face it, the only reason you're in this situation right now is because all you've been doing is taking. And I personally don't want to give you any more.
So what am I supposed to do?
Well, you're either going to have to learn to give something back or find another rube to take advantage of. Look, you can leave whenever you want, but if you don't mind, Jay and the girls are waiting for me downstairs, and I don't want to get stuck with the ugly one.
Herman, tell you what. While you go out on your date, I'll do your work.
Okay, and I'll talk to Mr. Bracken.
And Herman, there are some things I want to give back to you.
Well, that's good to know.
So here's your credit card.
It wouldn't have done you any good anyway, Hetty. It's maxed out.
Yeah, I know. Baby steps.
Passion made them lovers. Destiny made them legends. Kathleen Quinlan and Kevin Spacey guest star in an all-new Tribeca. Tuesday at 9, 8 Central. Now, stay tuned for an all-new Flying Blind.